Hi everybody, welcome to our series Health Talk series, and today we have a very interesting topic. It is young hypertensives. It is with Dr. Piyush Jain, a renowned intensivist who is practicing attached to Hinduja Hospital Khar, and he is here, so let's get him on board. Hi Dr. Piyush.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Do you want to just give an introduction about yourself?
Yeah. So, thank you everyone for joining in. I'm Dr. Piyush Jain, physician and intensivist practicing between Bandra to Andheri, attached to multiple hospitals, but primarily practicing in Santa Cruz West.
Sure. So
That's
we have
about
a
it.
very yeah, and he's super hardworking is what I was like to add, and an eligible bachelor who's super hardworking.
Thank you. Thank you. But I think some details cannot be mentioned here. I prefer it that way.
Okay. Anyways, the topic is very interesting now that we've picked. We're talking about young hypertensives. So,
Yeah.
if you want to just throw some light about what exactly is hypertension and when do you
Yeah.
label a person to have hypertension, really?
So when I talk about hypertension, all of doctors will talk about blood pressure, high blood pressure primarily. Now, it is a misconception that only older people, बुढ़े लोगों को blood pressure का तकलीफ होता है.
Mm.
So blood pressure, everybody knows the normal value is
Yes.
120 millimeters to by 80 millimeters
Yes.
of mercury.
Yes.
Now, above that, you have a certain range. Every age, the range changes, so the reference point changes. But
Mm.
anything categorically above 140
Mm.
is systolic blood pressure.
That's
Yeah,
the upper side above
upper side above
140.
140,
Sorry,
upper
you
side above
got
140,
cut off.
and lower side anything above 100 is definitely blood pressure, high blood pressure. But that is what I want to talk about, whether you go by that 100 or you go by a different marking, which is very recent. But in India,
Yes,
specifically in India, very important would be 90, lower side of
90. Yes.
90. That
So
is, I am just going
anybody
to talk the
who's
basic of blood pressure.
yes. So
Yes,
anybody
yes,
who
please.
is marking above 90 for a consecutive number of days should be labeled as an hypertensive and should seek active help regarding that.
Yes. So even as doctors, we do not go on one reading.
Hmm.
What we also say is at least two readings above 140 by 90
Hmm.
would be the patient needs to be evaluated by a doctor for high blood pressure, for hypertension.
Right.
We will not label anybody in one meeting, two meetings.
Yes.
So what we do is there is a certain workup where we find out if the patient is actually hypertensive or if there are certain reasons which have caused his blood pressure to spike up. It may be temporary.
For temporary blood pressure is
Yes.
anxiety or whatever those reasons may be.
What there are lots of reasons
So
in today's times.
yes, yes. So also
Yeah.
now, what do you call? I mean, age. Like I feel I'm young. Who do you label
Yeah.
as young?
So for this talk, and so we are not talking medical terms here, we are talking practically anybody below 50
Related to
is
blood
young.
pressure.
Yeah.
Okay.
In our case, even a doctor, anybody below 50 is young. But
Hmm.
above 50, maybe you can say middle aged, and above
Hmm.
60 would be old. So here we are talking about anything below 50,
Anything below
early.
50 is considered young.
Yeah.
So anybody below 50 having blood pressure is considered as a young hypertensive.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And you think it's such a big deal? Like, are you seeing a lot of patients coming in at that age with blood pressure? Why is it such a big deal? I mean, what is the whole thing
Now,
about?
so let me be a little personal and honest here. I am biased towards this topic because I am regularly on blood pressure medicine since the
Oh,
age of
wow.
26.
Wow. Okay.
And so I have a very keen interest in this topic. And the more I've practiced, the only thing I have seen is there are lots of patients who are not diagnosed.
Hmm.
So people are carrying this blood pressure, high blood pressure problem from the age of the early 20s, late 20s,
Hmm.
up till when they are diagnosed with an event. Something
Hmm.
कुछ बड़ा हो जाता है,
Hmm.
probably it's heart related, चक्कर आके गिर जाना, brain related. So people
Right.
diagnose it late, but carry it since their youth. So my entire point is to diagnose it early so that you don't have to suffer the major consequences in the future, like in my
Right.
case.
So good checkup on your regular BP is important, whatever age it may be. You shouldn't wait till you turn 60 to
Yeah.
check your blood pressure.
No. The thing is with today's lifestyle, things have
Hmm.
changed.
Yes,
Whatever data, whatever medical knowledge we have is quite old. All
yes.
the data in our books is also old, but it is practically outdated. So
Hmm.
what happens is today's lifestyle, especially in a city like Mumbai, is completely changed. We are very hectic, stress has increased, everything has increased.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
so even when you join a job, whether it's a
Hmm.
corporate job, whether it's any other job, they do a health checkup at whatever age
Right.
you join.
Yes,
Fitness लगता ही है. Now
yes.
at that point, what you do is if you're young, but say my age 30, 32, or
Hmm.
you are starting in your early 20s,
Hmm.
get a checkup done annually once in 2 years, that's fine.
Hmm.
Completely ignoring it for 5, 10 years
Is
is a
not
little
good.
bit of a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are the red flags? Like when do you need to actually start needing to worry about this, or
Yeah.
when do you visit a doctor?
So this is not in my textbook. This is what I have learned from my practice. There's red flags, red signs
Yes.
would be simple. A young person who's getting angry very fast,
Hmm.
who's getting palpitations, अपनी खुद की heartbeat feel होती है, who's getting restless, not being able to sleep.
Hmm.
And most importantly, you start panting. You start getting short of breath for things which were very normal to you in the past.
Hmm.
Say like just walking a staircase while going to office.
Hmm.
A 30, 40-year-old person should not be breathless in walking two flights of stairs, or
Right.
to be climbing the railway bridge. But
Right.
believe me, 50% of people in Mumbai are.
Of course, I am. I get that.
You need a checkup there. So okay, let's just so the point here I was saying is all of these are red flags. You feeling short of breath for something which was very normal maybe a year back, or which is very normal for everyone else in your age group, in your social circle. All I'm saying is start something, do something about it. I'm not saying dawai le lo jate hi, don't self-medicate, but consult your doctor. So
Take
very
an
routine
active
daily things.
precaution.
Yeah,
Be proactive
yes,
about it and don't wait till something actually advert happens.
absolutely.
So, what are the causes of these things, like reasons, and why, like, what is happening? What is the change in different lifestyles, or what is happening where you see these cases
Yeah.
coming up more?
So here we are talking about the urban population right now. So when I'm talking about Mumbai, Delhi, the big cities,
Right.
now the amount of stress, the first thing, has increased. Not only emotional stress, financial stress, the way we work, the amount of hours we work, especially with the lockdown, the work from home
Yes.
culture. People who used to work a 9 to 5 job or a 9 to 9 job now are working
all the
round the
time.
clock.
Yes.
Now, so the biggest point
Even
here is
anxiety
stress.
levels have increased, stress levels have increased,
Absolute.
financial
So
burden, all of that is
anxiety,
just
stress,
contributed.
absolutely.
Yes.
So all these points add to your stress, add to pressure. Like the literal pressure on your heart is high. I always say this to my patients that you're carrying a 10 kg load on your back. वो feeling अगर जल्दी आए, so please go to a doctor. So the first foremost cause would be stress and lifestyle. Now with the stress has come the habits. Practically again, more than 50% of Mumbai smokes or drinks.
Yes.
Whatever be the reason for that addiction, all of that contributes to your heart health. Whether blood pressure or anything else, it affects your heart health.
Absolutely.
Now, uske upar, these are very active societal points, but some people carry blood pressure. What I mean to say by that is genetics. Yes. So in my case, when I say I have high blood pressure, I always use my own example because my patients also connect to it. So my family history is also very bad, and my habits, because I am a doctor, have never been very good because of the stress, because of the late nights, the studying. So I contributed to it, but my genes also did. So if you have a family history where your father, grandfather, both paternal and maternal, have cardiac issues at the age of 60, I am telling you, please go and get evaluated at the age of 30. That will help you to not have the same thing. Yes, absolutely.
So what is it that we can do about all of these things? I mean, any kind of plan or anything that you should, I mean, apart from your, of course, regular checkup of going to a doctor and visiting, what else?
So basically what I said when the red signs is you first consult a doctor when needed, or you get into a regular pattern of getting a routine checkup done every 2 years if you're in around the 30 years of age group.
Yes.
Other than that, now all the parameters here, stress, habits, addictions. So nobody can avoid stress.
Absolutely.
In today's times, it is an illogical statement. Yeah. As a doctor, I might tell you avoid stress, but that is just a saying on paper.
Yes.
Exactly. So you have to learn to either live with it or deal with it. Now, there are lots of ways today. There is yoga, there's exercise. So I do not advocate anything, any single thing to everyone. It is not one shoe fits all.
Yes.
It's about
Customize
your
it,
practical
whatever works
knowledge.
for you.
Yeah. So whatever you like, if you like a break, an hourly break in the morning, you like to jog, you like to swim, you like to do yoga, you just like to lie down and do some breathing exercises. All of this will help. So whatever suits you is fine, but take out 1 hour in a day just to take care of yourself any which way, whether it is whatever, whether it is some holistic attitude, whether it is a regular exercise. But when you do that to your body, you're just giving it time to heal.
Yeah.
Which is very important.
That's very important. So what kind of investigations or what kind of workup do you really need as an hypertensive? Like regularly, what kind of checkups should you get done?
So first thing is you see your doctor. When I've told you when you have some right signs, you consult your doctor.
Yeah.
No doctor will start a BP medicine on the very first reading.
Okay.
So when they see you, they take your detailed history. So please be honest about the history. If you don't know about your parents' history, grandparents' history, you can always come back to the doctor second time with the details in the follow-up visit. The doctor might ask you some routine tests. Now routine tests are very basic. Some blood tests, basically when it comes to blood pressure, your heart, your kidney and your brain are the three important points we worry about. So we will do a routine ECG for the heart, maybe a 2D echo if indicated, and some basic blood parameters for the kidney and for cholesterol. Now all of these are basically cardiac health. The doctor will see all of that. The doctor will ask you to come back. Please be punctual. Go back to him. No doctor is God. They cannot finish treatment in one sitting.
Yes.
They let them check. Let them see your reports. Yes. Yeah. At least initially, then you can always adjust with the doctor. So once they see the parameters, they will know what to do, how to do, and that is the most important part. Leave it to the doctor. Trust your doctor. Go to a trustworthy doctor, whomever you trust. But then trust him fully.
Follow up.
Once you are at the doctor's, just listen to the advice. Now, one of the very new modalities of treatment here, which when I was talking about all the workup, would be ABPM, which is 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure monitoring.
Yes.
Nothing can be as clear as that. Basically, the doctor will hook you up to a machine which will take your blood pressure for 24 hours. It is as good as wearing a wristwatch.
And it's easy.
Just on your arm.
And anybody could do it.
It is done by technicians and qualified individuals. It doesn't cost you much, to be very honest.
So what is the price?
It costs you less than most blood tests. 1,000 to 2,000 rupees for a 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure.
Okay.
And you get an entire 24-hour ka pura reading. Okay.
So that gives an accurate detail of when and how your blood pressure is kind of reacting to what. We kind of lost you for a bit. Yes.
Sorry. Yes.
That's okay.
I didn't catch you, sorry.
So that gives you a good complete idea of 24-hour how your blood pressure is kind of reacting the entire day.
Exactly. So that is what helps, because we need to know as doctors when you have that blood pressure.
The patient sleeps with the ambulatory blood pressure monitoring as well. And he's wearing it basically 24 hours.
24 hours. So you start in the morning at your specific time and you take it out in the morning at the same time. What that helps is it gives you a proper chart. आपके सामने भी एक व्यू आ जाता है कि ये टाइम पे मेरा प्रेशर पीक हुआ, and you will see it is related to your stress levels. When your stress peaks, your pressure peaks. Now and that is a very good guide. Yeah.
And that gives you a complete picture of like your blood pressure, whether you are hypertensive or it was just a temporary phase at that point in time. There's a lot of white coat anxieties also that can lead to high blood pressure in the clinic.
Yes. So in the clinic, you will have white coat hypertension. Sometimes maybe you are an anxious person by nature, or you have a little bit of a stressful time in the day. This avoids in starting medicine for people who don't need it. Unnecessary.
Lost.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Am I back?
Lost you. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You are back.
Yeah.
That's okay. So
basically this will help me.
Avoids unnecessary medicines.
Exactly. And that helps the patient's anxiety also, because every patient, when you give them a medicine, the first thought is, मैं ये लूं कि नहीं लूं? या मैं नहीं लूंगा तो क्या हो सकता है? Can I
Yeah,
avoid
what are
it?
the
Can I
side
delay it?
effects? And yes. There's several questions. What are the side effects? Will I get used to it? Will my body get used to it? Will I take it lifelong? Can I ever get off
Yeah.
it? So then hazar questions come into your mind at that point in time. So what is the
So,
treatment plan for this that you normally recommend?
so see, any disease cannot be okay with only medicine. It is a part of the process, but medicine is among the most important parts. But the patient also has to cooperate and handle their health.
Yes.
Again, see, I do not stick to one size fits all everyone protocol. So I will tell the patient simply two practical things. Blood pressure hai, you will need some medication, which I will give you. Weighing all the pros and cons, side effects, I'll explain that to the patient. Every doctor will do that. But more important than what do you do from your side? Improve your lifestyle. I'm not saying take zero stress, but try to take it down. And with today's lifestyle, the food habits and the weight. So I have this standard measure when I tell my patients, lose 10% of your weight in 6 months.
Okay. That's
If you go by that
good advice.
criteria,
Okay.
yeah. So if you go by that criteria, it is a practical chance for everyone to do it. It's not an impossible thing. So 10% of your body weight, you might be 100 kgs and you might have blood pressure because of your obesity weight. You might be 50 kgs, you will have blood pressure. So weight does not have a per se role in the cause, but maintaining your weight has a big role in controlling. So that is one thing I would say. How you do it, whether you diet, whether you exercise, all of those contribute to a positive outcome. No, nothing will cause a negative outcome.
So it's not, I mean, just diversing, because you said 10% of your body weight in 6 months. It's not very advisable to go aggressive with that complete weight loss in the first couple of months, right?
Yeah. Any shortcut is going to cause you some harm. So shortcuts are not lifelong, are not a permanent solution. Shortcuts are temporary solution. If you want to go on a crash diet, on a fat diet, most of these things, you don't know the side effects. Now, I don't know if you're the lucky one or the unlucky one, but very few of you will have the side effects. But what if you do? So as a doctor, I cannot give you fancy diets and fancy fads. What I will have to advise is medically safe and practically sensible advice. That is why I say 10% body weight. If you are 100 kgs, you go down to 90. If you are 60, your target becomes 54. And it is practical, and most patients do continue that. But if you do go on a crash diet, on a shortcut course,
you're going to gain
you tend to gain it all back, and even sooner.
True. So, now these medications that are available for hypertension,
yes.
What about the side effects of these medicines? Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
So see, when we give blood pressure medicines, the medicines are always given as per the patient's profile. So that is why the entire history, as I told you, family history as well as their personal history, habits are taken under consideration. So there are lots of medicines in the market. Trust me, there are at least 10 to 12 different chemicals for blood pressure.
Right.
So again, as I said, one size does not fit all. So we take all of that into consideration. For example, somebody who's young will not be given something which is going to cause lethargy to his body, because he has to be active. And vice versa, somebody who's old will not be given a diuretic which causes increased urination as a mode of decreasing blood pressure at night, because then the person will not be able to sleep at night. So all the side effects you should discuss with your doctor. मैं ये दवा ले रहा हूँ, इसका side effect क्या है? You're taking a beta blocker, your heart rate will slow down. So who should take that, who should not? There are separate guidelines which are followed, and you have every right to ask your doctor, iska side effect kya hai? Whatever be the drug class. Some blockers, there are some telmisartan. Everybody knows what is telma. So whatever telmisartan. So there are side effects to each, but everything is coordinated as well as curated to your personal treatment. Again, ऐसा नहीं होता कि मेरे भाई को ये दवा चली थी या मेरे अंकल को वो दवा चली थी, I started popping that. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. मेरे को वो दवा चालू करो जो मेरे अंकल को वहां से मिली थी. This is genuinely happens.
No, that doesn't work for
your doctor is going to.
Yeah.
Your doctor is sitting there. You're consulting a specialist for that, to rule out the side effects and to weigh the pros and cons before starting the medicine. Yes.
So, also, do you think the body gets used to these medicines? Because normally people are scared, I've started the medicine so early on in my life, like, with at 30 or at 32, whatever, that's quite early on. So does the body get used to it? And how does the body react to starting these medicines so early on?
So one of the very common words the patient will use is मेरे को आदत लग जाएगी.
आदत
Yeah, I will
लग
get addicted
जाएगी.
to it. Yes, yes.
Yes.
आदत, I have only one counter agreement argument to anybody saying this. आदत नहीं लगी, आपकी बॉडी को जरूरत है. अगर नहीं दोगे उसको इस चीज की अगर नहीं है तो कंटिन्यू प्रेशर हाई होगा, आपको तकलीफ होगी. सो इसकी आदत नहीं लगती है, इसकी वजह से आपकी बॉडी कंट्रोल में रहती है. और एक बार वंस यू आर डेवलपिंग हाई ब्लड प्रेशर, यू आर स्टार्टिंग ओनली ऑन दैट सेट पॉइंट, तो आपको हमेशा तकलीफ रहेगी. सो एनीथिंग दैट हेल्प्स यू, whether it be a tablet or whether it be a better lifestyle, आपको योगा करने की आदत नहीं लगती है, you improve as a person, as your health when you start doing yoga or you start dieting or you start working out regularly. Similarly, medicines आदत नहीं लगाएगी. Think of it as the perfect solution to your problems. This is a kind of an argument which I keep having with my patients, but there is no polite way to put it.
People are worried. Yes. And do you think they can ever get off it? Because people think that, we can take it for probably a year, 2 years, and then my blood pressure will come back to normal and I can get off it. How do you think the progress goes? Do you think people can get off?
That is the most common point with patients. They don't want to take a lifelong medicine. छोड़ना है बीच में. But that is what I was getting to when I say that your body needs it. आपको पानी पीना है तो बॉडी को लगता है. Similarly, when you are a blood pressure patient, आपको बॉडी को उसकी जरूरत है. So unfortunately, let me put it very straight. Most patients, 99.9% patients will not be able to stop, because if you stop, your blood pressure goes high again. Everything goes high. Now what happens because of high blood pressure is, as I said, heart, kidney, brain, everything starts get affected. होता बहुत टाइम है, लंबा होता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने बंद किया 2 दिन में तकलीफ होगा. Might take years.
Yeah, but
in those years you don't know the damage. Yeah. And then most people like this come to us eventually 10 years, 5 years down the line with a major event. And trust me, the major events are heart attacks, strokes. All of these are permanent damage.
Yeah.
इसमें कोई temporary damage नहीं है.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know about the stroke factor, that how high blood pressure leads to stroke also.
Yes.
So if you can just give us a little pointer about that, that would also be helpful. That people commonly associate high blood pressure with a heart attack.
Yes. So let me just put it in 2 ways. एक sentence medical, एक sentence practical. Now when I say medical, so when your pressure is high, your veins, the veins and arteries, your vessels which carry the blood get affected all the time. High blood pressure के साथ cholesterol, your lipid profile, your cholesterols will be deranged. All of that causes your blood vessels to be weak. So blood vessels तो पूरे body में सब जगह है, whether it's your heart, kidney, brain.
Yes.
Now if you have a trauma to your heart, you get a heart attack. अगर कुछ भी तकलीफ होता है, ब्लॉकेज हो या फट जाए. If you have trauma to your brain, that is when you get a stroke. So a high pressure here can cause something called as a clot, which is a stoppage, a blockage, or can cause a bursting of your vessel, which is basically a pipe leak, as I say. An example I give to my patients is कि अगर आपके घर में पाइपलाइन में आप पानी फुल प्रेशर पे 24 घंटे डालोगे, तो पाइप will eventually burst.
Ultimately burst, yes.
Yeah, and if it bursts in the heart or in the brain, it is irreversible damage.
Right.
And which is what you don't want. So when you say how do I correlate high blood pressure to stroke, simple है, प्रेशर ज्यादा है, अगर दिमाग की नस को कुछ भी हुआ, फट गई या ब्लॉक हो गई, उसको ट्रीट करना और उसके साथ जीना बहुत मुश्किल है.
Yeah. So might as well catch it early and don't get erratic with medicines. I mean, even if you take for a year and stop, you are still continuing the damage. It's not reversible. So you have to continue. Once you get on it, you have to take it. If your body requires it, just be at it.
See, you will always have the doubts. You will always have queries. So a regular follow-up will also soothe you, calm you down. When you ask these questions to your doctor, he will regularly tell you why you need the medicines and whether the dose can be decreased. I'm not saying everything. I might be saying that you cannot stop it, but if you do improve your health, otherwise your doses go down. Your requirement of medicines can go down drastically. So that needs your patient cooperation. A doctor cannot decrease your dose if you are not improving.
And does an aspirin also help in reducing the blood pressure? So like people are now, a lot of people have been taking routine aspirin, Ecosprin and all of that.
No. So this is also a very, very practical point.
It's a myth, or is it like, there are a lot of queries around that as well.
No, so the need with aspirin is there are specific people who need aspirin. But for example, take my example, I am 32 years old, I have high blood pressure. I should not take aspirin even empirically, मतलब बिना कुछ हुए पहले. I right now only need blood pressure medicines. Now any patient who has a high cardiac history, like घर में बाकी लोग का history है, father, grandfather, and you develop उसके ऊपर diabetes. So diabetes blood pressure combination, you need a closer follow up. That means you need to go back to your doctor again, maybe on a shorter periods. But again, starting aspirin empirically in that case also is not advised, even by a medical professional. So me also starting aspirin here for a patient like this is not advised unless absolutely needed, because even aspirin has some side effects, and as doctors we are taught to not give side effects when not needed.
Yeah, of course.
So I am strictly of the opinion that aspirin has to be given in some patients, but is not for everyone, and not surely for self-medication.
I know. It's a big, vast topic, and I think everything is interrelated. So best to consult your doctor before any kind of medication that you begin on, whether it's because family members have been taking it or whatever the reason may be.
Yes. And you always need guidance. For example, whatever you do in life, you will need if you have a professional, at least talk to them, at least your misconceptions will go.
Right.
Whether you follow the advice or whether you want a second advice, at least your wrongs will go more than the rights.
So I think a vast thing in young hypertensive is stress, and we can't stress enough about stress.
Very true. Very well said.
So do you want to just add something about that, like how, whatever we could do?
Yeah. So for example, I am a doctor. I live a hectic life. Present condition, COVID, everybody is very stressed about COVID, whether it's a doctor, non-doctor.
Yes.
And all of that does cause anxiety, does cause high blood pressure, high heart rate. So the regular measures, first things first, if you take proper medical advice, your anxiety levels will be lesser. So consult your doctor if you need any kind of, stress related to medical issues. Now, the other thing is your lifestyle. Lifestyle, only you can change your lifestyle. Only you can help with your lifestyle. So minor adjustment. Don't try to go on a fat diet. Don't try to completely change your lifestyle, because that is not practically feasible. Small adjustments, very simple ones. Maybe sleeping on time. Sorry for missing that. Insomnia.
Yes.
With today's times. But sleeping on time is one of the biggest adjustments you can help yourself with. That will decrease your stress, that will decrease your anxiety, and decrease your blood pressure. Eating right. I think a lot of people know what to eat, but nobody eats what they should eat.
Yeah.
So eating right, but again, I will not say completely stop everything you eat and go on a fad healthy diet.
So what
Maybe
about
just cut down
the fried and the sweet? I mean, just to elaborate, does that affect blood pressure really? And
it does. So when you are having anything fried, it is all deep fried. So a lot of bad cholesterol, certain bad cholesterol. So anything in moderation is good, and anything in over is not good. So if you want to have anything healthy, unhealthy, if it is in moderation, if it's once in 2 weeks, it's absolutely fine. So you have the healthy stuff, and because you have to live life and also enjoy life, you have the unhealthy stuff. But whether you are hypertensive or not, आपको blood pressure की तकलीफ है नहीं है. Whether you're 25, whether you're 75, everything has to be done in moderation. But as you said, the fried food and everything in the long run will give you an issue. So better to take care of that fried food, your fast food, your packaged food, which has a lot of salt. Now, this is for patients who don't have blood pressure, but patients who are taking medication.
Yeah, some food tips.
Yeah. So the patients who are already taking medication, the more extra salt you will have, the more your blood pressure will increase. It is a known fact, salt increases blood pressure. Now, how will you avoid extra salt? I know a lot of patients जो बिना नमक की सब्जी खाते हैं और शाम बाद में बैठ के अचार मुरब्बा पापड़ और नमकीन खाते हैं. Now, all of that is high salt food. So I have this again a sensible advice for my patients: avoid the high salt food. Have a normal food. आप खाना normal खाओ, so your satiety is also maintained. You are happy with your food. So you don't crave that extra salt, extra tasty, spicy stuff. But अगर आपको वो खाना है,
table salt on top.
Yes. So you have your moderation, normal जो आप खाते हो in your diet. When you say नमक बंद करो, patients will end up stopping their routine namak and start having added. I don't know what. Sometimes some people in different communities will have something called a senda namak or seka namak.
In fact, that was my next question to you. That what is the difference between sendha namak, regular salt, and that new pink Himalayan salt, which is the best salt to use? And what are the differences? Because I mean, nowadays people are a lot into pink salt and Sindha Namak,
Yeah,
and all
rock
of that.
salt,
Yes, rock salt.
all of that. Now that is a mixed. That is all mixed sauce. Sauce, mixed salt. So, so that is slightly better. मतलब it will give you the same amount of harm, but in higher quantities. मतलब, but that doesn't mean कि उसका मैं healthy खा रहा हूँ मतलब double खाऊंगा. That is what people do. They compensate on the quality, but then put the double the quantity. So if you want to switch to a healthier objective, it is healthier compared to the actual salt, but not as if कि you don't moderate. Again, it comes to moderation, portion size, कितना डालते हो. So that is why my advice is always is to stick to your basics, जो आप करते हो, but cut down the extras. A person like a blood pressure patient, when they cut down the extras, ऊपर से salt, नमक, आचार, पापड़, masala या fast food, that itself will help your blood pressure, your weight, your health to get better. So you don't have to actively go and stop using salt in your diet completely, but cut on the added, the kachra food we have, the roadside food we have.
Anything extra, basically. Whatever you can
Yes.
do with your regular food, maintain that. You don't need to completely go salt-free in your regular diet.
Yes, the salt-free also is not sustainable. Dusra, your body needs salt. It's not that the body does not need salt. It doesn't need extra salt.
Yes.
Is what I would like to put it as.
Very true. So what are in the long run for young hypertensives who will start taking medication at 30 or at in their early 30s? What is the care that they should take in the long run of their life?
So the problem here is you already have a problem and you're not even halfway through your youth. So if you have something from the start, the long-term effects, if not controlled, would be more, the side effects, if not treated. So first and foremost is early diagnosis, jaldi pata लगाओ और उसका इलाज चालू करो. Second thing would be lifestyle modification, adjustment, improvement, which can be sustained over a longer period of time. Your father could have been careless up till 50, but unfortunately you are now have to be careful by 30. So be careful. How do you be careful is simple things. Adjust your lifestyle. Don't completely revamp it, but at least things you can control, things you can change them. Take your medicine regularly. Thoda compliant ho jao. Don't ignore them. If you miss a medicine, it is only doing harm to you. Don't come and apologize to the doctor. Say sorry to yourself. Then please see the doctor time to time whenever advised, but keep a regular follow-up. The doctor will advise you about any needed tests whenever to be done. For example, maybe as I said, a cardiac workup might be needed every year or every 2 years. Don't try to be overzealous and do it every month. That is very common. When people are very compliant, they will do too much. What you need to do is follow your advice, follow the doctor's advice, do it practically properly, but please take the medicine and accept the fact that you have some issue and that is treatable, is being treated, and follow it up.
And also, does the hypertension affect your cholesterol and triglycerides? Are the two interrelated?
So I use the word cardiac health here. Now when I say cardiac health, your blood pressure obviously is related to your heart. Now cholesterol, triglycerides, your good cholesterol, total cholesterol, your bad cholesterol, whatever has been labeled. Now basically cholesterol is also needed in your body for certain functions. But जब ज़्यादा हो जाता है, कुछ ज़्यादा हो जाता है तो अपने को बैंक अकाउंट, जब अपना पैसा ज़्यादा होता है तो बैंक अकाउंट खोलना पड़ता है. Similarly, जब cholesterol ज़्यादा होता है तो the body has to find a place to fit in. What is the place they will fit in? The heart, the blood vessels. Now that is where they give you problems. If it is stored over the amount over the amount needed, or where it is not needed, it is going to give you side effects. That is what you mean by cholesterol going into your vessels and blockages happening. Heart attack के लिए blockages लगता है, सबको पता है blockage क्या होता है. Same with your brain. So that is what I would like to say about cholesterol.
Okay. So there's a question we have, that what are the side effects of most of the blood pressure medications?
Yeah. So as I said earlier, blood pressure medicines different blood pressure medicines will have different side effects. What you need to know, basically, okay, when we are talking about the heart, kidney, brain, most medicines will control the blood pressure. Some might decrease your heart rate. Some might affect your kidney. Now, कौन सी दवा किस पे क्या affect करती है, that is why the doctor will take a detailed history only then that is started. For example, somebody who's having kidney issues from before, diabetic patients who's maybe on dialysis will not be given certain drugs because they affect the kidney. But there are certain drugs which can be given in the kidney patient which are safe with respect to their kidney status.
Yeah.
So the doctor will discuss that when they give you.
So
There is
there's a
no
whole
one side
gamut.
effect.
Yeah.
Yes. There is no one side effect of different drugs, but there is different side effects for different drugs, and they will be taken care of by your prescribing doctor when they decide the medicine for you.
So there is a whole range of medicines available, and they each have different side effects which depend on what the patient actually his history is, and according to that history, the
Yes,
patient will be given a medicine.
absolutely, absolutely. Very, very correctly put.
I think it was a fabulous session, very insightful, Dr. Piyush. Any takeaways, any key takeaways that you would like to finally just give us some final tips or final takeaways from this?
It was very good. Thank you so much for this entire talk. But one thing, as I said earlier, so this topic is very close to my heart, being a patient as well as a doctor. So please don't take your health casually. Don't take it, for granted. Everybody, even a doctor like me, can be affected. So everybody can be affected. So please make sure that you take care of the red signs which I told you. And if you have any of that, shortness of breath, not being able to sleep, शॉर्टनेस मतलब एंगर, लोगों का शॉर्ट फ्यूज बोलते हैं, गुस्सा ज्यादा आता है. Believe me, that is one of the most presenting points in Marwadi Gujarati communities.
Yes.
So please, whatever these red signs are, if you have any of them, don't wait for anything major to happen. Consult a doctor very fast.
Immediately. There one more
Yes.
question. Anything that we can eat or drink which will help the blood pressure come down?
Sorry to say that, but unfortunately, there is nothing which you can eat or drink other than tablets, which are for medicines, for blood pressure, I mean, which will cause the blood pressure to come down. Everything else which you will eat, whether it is Ayurveda, non-Ayurveda, or any other branch of medicine, will only help you attain a better health status, which will help you in your blood pressure control. But कुछ खाने या पीने से blood pressure नहीं गिरता.
It's just about holistic health at that point.
Yeah, it is about taking care of your entire health, but not. It is not going to help you decrease the blood pressure. सिर्फ पानी या सिर्फ कुछ खाने से. I'm sorry to say that.
Somebody missed the red pointers to identify.
Okay, let me just repeat that.
Yes.
Red pointers, it would be first and foremost, चलते फिरने में जो routine काम है उसमें breathless होना, दम लगना. That you feel short of breath even while climbing one floor or two floors. Then one more red pointer would be if you have a very bad family history. It's a red pointer. It is a point where you should consult with your family physician, your doctor. Then you feeling tired very easily or having palpitations, your heart rate increasing. Bete, you can feel your heart beating. That is not a good sign. You not being able to sleep or getting angry very soon. मतलब छोटी छोटी बातों पे चिढ़ जाना, गुस्सा आ जाना. Is a short sign that you need to get your blood pressure checked. Yeah.
Yes, and the video is going to be uploaded on my page. So yes, definitely you'll have access to that. Another question is sleeping very late in the night bad for blood pressure?
Absolutely, it is. So it is the known knowledge that the body needs rest, the body needs sleep. If you are going to sleep late at night, you are just resetting your routine cycle. Body को एक cycle की आदत है, which is needed. Maybe 6 hours, 8 hours of sleep. If you are going to sleep late and get up early, everybody has to rush to work, office, job, school. That means you are compromising on your rest time. If you don't give a machine time to rest, even that breaks down. हम तो machine नहीं, हम तो इंसान हैं.
Yes.
So we are bound to break down if you don't adjust your sleep. If you're sleeping late in the night, I hope you get up late in the. If you have the luxury to get up late in the morning, so at least you finish the 6 hours.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Piyush. Any other questions, please feel free to message us and we will be happy to revert to you. And thank you for this insightful session. I think it was very helpful for lovely takeaways, even about the weight loss, how you should go step by step and how it is so important to get your blood pressure in check early on. And gone are those days when you check at 50 and 60 and realize that, oh, now suddenly I've come up with a heart attack. Might as well get it checked at even 20s and 30s. And if you have it, then treat it at the right time.
Yes,
I think one last question here is should we change our routine and check if something is improving and then consult?
I have a very direct answer to this question. please change. If you feel there's a problem, do adjust your routine, do everything you can do, but consult as soon as possible. एक consult लेने में कुछ negative नहीं है. It is only going to help you get through the myths, the negative. As I said, पहले बीच में मैंने बोला था, at least आपका misinformation, the negatives will go out. If you consult also early with a doctor and adjust your lifestyle, more chances of you not needing the medicine in the long run.
Thank you so much, Dr. Piyush.
Thank you so much.
It was lovely chatting with you. Thank you.
Same here, same here. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had got enough information about this topic. Please feel free to write to me about any other topics that are of interest to you. And see you all next week. Thank you. Bye. Have a good weekend.